And now, Mike's thoughts. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Cleveland Brown fans all over the world, and long-suffering optimism everywhere. Today's the day we stop looking at the past and start photoshopping our Super Bowl rings. Guys, that is right. The one and only Shedeur Sanders, yes, the Shedeur Sanders has arrived in Cleveland. Forget Patrick Mahomes. Forget Joe Burrow. Forget Josh Allen. We live in a Shedeur verse right now. And this man didn't just bring his luggage. He brought his Louis Vuitton, Swagger Deluxe Division, and full film crew to document his greatness since day one. Guys, the simple fact of the matter is they said Cleveland is where quarterbacks go to die. Well, now it's where the Shedeur documentary gets greenlit for an Emmy. Guys, let's talk facts. In college, he threw for 1 billion yards. He evaded sacks like he was the Matrix and answered every blitz by checking his third watch party. Just to remind the defense, it's prime time Suns time. And that's just, and he's a Brown, which means one thing. Every third down is a TikTok-worthy moment. Guys, critics say he holds the ball on too long. I say he's just savoring the moment before greatness happens. The thing is, he doesn't read defenses fast enough. I say he's let the defense catch up just to make things fair. Guys, the simple fact of the matter is, it's not the Deion effect. It's not Coach Prime effect. Shedeur Sanders is the man, the myth, the legend, because everywhere, somewhere in the Brown facility, you know he's already there with the gold whistle, with 2 Rolls Royce, a mirrored lined locker room, ready for the Sanders dynasty. And sure, the Browns haven't had a franchise quarterback since the black and white television. But this is different. This isn't just a quarterback. This is Shedeur Sanders. This is a quarterback raised in motivational speeches. This is a man who throws touchdowns and quotes his dad in post games. Guys, so here's the Cleveland's new savior. May his pocket awareness be divine, his Instagram caption be fire, and his head coach have just enough sense not to call a stream pass on 3rd and 17. And for the rest of the league, you better double your coverage on the Wi-Fi because Shedeur Sanders is 4K streaming every Sunday. Ladies and gentlemen, it's just not the Browns rebuild. It's a full-blown primetime prophecy coming to life. Welcome to the NFL, Shedeur. Now, get out there and throw me for 5,000 yards and prove that reality TV quarterbacks can really win in January. Hashtag Go Browns. Cue that intro. Are you ready for the best damn NFL show on the planet? Man Hour Nation, rise up.
Yeah, hey, let's go. Hitting that gridiron, we going hard, we running the plays. You know the vibe, only the strong survive. Gotta keep your head in the game. Talking NFL, uncut, straight raw, steady bringing that sauce. We about to take off, get it hype. This man, our sport talk. Yeah, from the quarterback to the lineman, everybody bringing heat. You don't really wanna try them. Hey, who gon' win? It's a battle of the giants. This show is the flyest. Nobody can deny it. This is Man Hour. Sport Talk. Man Hour. Sport Talk. What team you reppin'? We keep it interesting. Who caught another down? Who got that interception? This is Man Hour. Sport Talk. Man Hour. Sport Talk. What team you reppin'? We keep it interesting. Who caught another down? Who got that interception?
Let's go. What is up, Man Hour Nation? And happy Minicamp week here, guys, as many teams across the NFL are starting their mini camps, and many holdouts are starting to hold out as well. And that's exactly where we're going to start off today. We're going to talk about Scary Terry holding out. We're going to talk about Jalen Ramsey holding out, TJ Watt holding out, Kirk Cousins is in camp, and then of course we got James Cook. He's doing a passive hold in. But guys, this is a live interactive show, and I want to welcome you guys to the Man Hour NFL Talk, guys, your go-to spot for live, raw, untucked NFL talk. So glad you're with us here to guys today. Before we dive into today's action, guys, let me tell you a little bit about manhourradio.com. That is where you can grab all your exclusive merch, and let me tell you, check out the latest vlogs, and of course, stay up to date on everything that's happening in the Man Hour realm. So if you're repping the Man Hour, guys, that is the place to do it. But do not forget to hit the like button, share button, and of course, subscribe to the channel as well, as that is the best way to stay connected with us over this time of kind of transition as we transition from Studio B into Studio C here in the next few weeks. But wait, guys, there's even more. There's even more. If you really want to see the backside side of things, if you want to see the building of Coach Row, if you want to see us moving into the new studio, become a Pigskin Pundit. That is our members-only community where you get free entry into all of our weekly NFL pick'ems, giveaways, and of course, exclusive merch as well. You get access into all the extra live streams that only our Pigskin Pundits get. So if you want the full Man Hour experience, guys, be sure to join up and join the squad today. Now, this is a live, interactive show, so make sure you guys comment down below. I want to hear from you, Alpha Rob. I want to hear your thoughts and your opinions, and of course, your hottest of the hottest takes. You guys are all about the conversation, but so let's welcome some people in the chat. We got my man, Casey. He's a Pigskin Pundit.
Pigskin Pundit. Get you some.
Casey is in the chat. What's up, Casey? He says, I finally get a chance to catch a show. Listen, man, it is summertime. I know how things happen in the old summer realm, and I'm glad you are here today, Casey. So hopefully you sit back and we can talk a little bit about your Kansas City Chiefs coming up today, but we'll see. Alyssa said, hey, what's up, Alyssa? And then we got Alpha Rob in the chat. What's up, Alpha Rob? I see you, big guy. So, guys, you guys are doing your thing, holding down the chat. So, guys, be sure to jump in, and we will talk about, obviously, anything you want to talk about today. But let's start off at the top, and let's talk with the man, the myth, the legend, or talk about the man, the myth, the legend himself, Mr. Terry McLaurin. Scary Terry, as they like to call him, over there in Commander Land. So, as you guys know, Terry did not show up to Commander's minicamp, and I'm telling you right now, guys, this is absolutely a big deal. If the Washington Commanders want any hope of repeating their success from last season in 2024, they need their wide receiver one locked in and happy. But instead, we're back in the same position that we were back in 2022, McLaurin sitting out, and the Commanders front office playing financial chicken. So, guys, Terry McLaurin did not show up to minicamp today because he wants that new deal. He is on the last year of his deal, and he wants those da-da-da-da bills. So let's just be clear. Let's be clear if you are a Washington Commander. Washington Commanders front office, GM, whoever you want to call it, let's just be clear. Shut up and pay the man. It's simple as that, guys. So according to ESPN, McLaurin is officially skipping the Commanders' mandatory minicamp, and this comes already that he has missed the last 2 voluntary weeks of OTAs. That's nearly a month of offseason that he has decided to pass on. And it's not because he is out of shape. It's because he wants the Bills, Dan Quinn, head coach of the Washington Commanders, said last month that Terry had a great offseason. So this isn't about attitude or performance. It's all about 100% business. AKA, he wants that money. Pay the man. Guys, McLaurin's contract is set to expire after the season, and he's due $15.5 million on the base salary with up to a $25.5 million cap hit. And right now, he could be fined $100,000 for missing full mini camp. Now, that's about serious as this holdout is. $100,000 is a lot of money, but there's precedent and there's production, right? And here's what makes it even more frustrating. This is a deja vu versus Scary Terry skipping OTAs and minicamp back in 2002 as well. And only then did he get this 3-year, $68 million extension. The guy has been nothing but productive and professional since. Let's talk those numbers. 82 catches, 1,096 yards, and a career best 13 touchdowns in 2024. That's with Jaden Daniels, a rookie quarterback, the best quarterback he has had in his 6-year career in Washington. He hadn't missed a single game in 4 seasons. He has 460 career receptions, 38 touchdowns, 11 most catches entering the league since 2019, and 13 most touchdowns in that span. He puts up numbers, and he gets the job done. And on top of that, guys, this is the 11th quarterback he has played in. Let that sink in. Since 2019, 6 years in the league, 11 quarterbacks. Guys, Terry McLaurin, or Scary Terry, has been the stabilizing force in a franchise that's been doing nothing but changing quarterbacks, coaches, and schemes since he has been in the NFL. And he's still productive like a number 1 receiver is every single year. Guys, the market compensation and age could be a factor, right? I mean, he's creeping up there in age, but this is where it gets sticky. Terry only turns 30 in September. That is a red flag for the front office. He's 30. Oh, he's over the hill. But then you got players like DK Metcalf out of that same draft class who's 2 years younger and just signed a 5-year, $150 million deal. Guys, Scary Terry is not asking to reset the market. Look at Mike Evans, 30 years old. He just got a 2-year, $41 million for the Bucs. Devontae Adams, 33-year-old, just locked up a $44 million deal over 2 years with the old Rams, right? Terry's in that tier. He deserves a deal like that right now. Not next year, not the year after that, right now. And the Commanders can't afford to play hardball with their most consistent weapon right now in Scary Terry. Jane Daniels took a big leap last season, and it just wasn't just coaching. Terry McLaurin was making a lot of plays, being reliable, and being the leader in the locker room. This is why 2025 matters. Let's not pretend this is just a small camp story. This impacts the entire trajectory of 2025. This will make or break the 2025 Commanders season. They're trying to repeat a winning season and finally stabilize around a young quarterback. You don't do that by letting your wide receiver one become a contact distraction. Get him in there, get paid, get those bills, yo. The NFC East is also stacked, guys. Washington cannot afford to start slow or have chemistry issues on top of that. And not with 2 games against Dallas Eagles and the tricky road schedule and the Giants. They need Terry on the field and fully bought in from day one. So, guys, save this answer. Put a pin in this for this conversation at the end of the day. But here is the bottom line. Terry McLaurin is worth every penny. The Commanders need him if they want Jane Daniels to keep growing and for Dan Quinn to keep winning. There's no backup plan here. You don't replace that production, his consistency, or leadership with a rookie or a bargain free agent. Washington, shut up and pay the man. So what do you guys think? Do you guys think the Commanders are making a mistake by dragging this out? Should they give Scary Terry another 2-year extension now? Or are they right to be hesitant because of his age, only 30 years old? Guys, comment down below. This is a live interactive show, and I want to hear from you and hear about your situation in Washington. Hit the subscribe button, guys. Hit the like button. Remember, we are live every Monday through Friday at 9 p.m. East Coast time. Actually, we're kind of tinkering with that like a little bit. But let's see what the people are saying. My man Shay Fraser's in the chat. What's up, Shay? He says, pay Terry, Washington. Debo ain't going to cut it. Shay is right, guys. Debo is not going to cut it. There is a reason why the San Francisco 49ers decided to move on from Debo. Not because he can't put up the numbers, not because he's too old. It's just Debo can't stay healthy. That's what it comes down to. Debo can't stay healthy, and Scary Terry can. It is what it is. And Shay also, so guys, spoiler alert, Shay's a Packers fan. So Shay says Packers preparing to go after Hendrickson or TJ Watt after free agent spade by Jago. We'll be talking about that in Overreaction Tuesday, Shay, so slow it down, baby. Slow it down. We will talk about that. Real McCoy says Terry still has it. Pay the man. He is, listen, real McCoy. You have real talk coming out of your mouth right now. You have real thoughts coming out of your mouth right now. I have never once seen Scary Terry even have a down game, right? He just walks out there. He puts up his 120 some yards on 5-10 catches and goes home and has a beer. That is what he does. He goes in there. He does work. He does it, and quietly. So what was it? Was it last Friday? Last Friday week, we kind of spitballed some top 5 receivers in the NFL, right? We had obviously A.J. Brown, we had Amara, we had J.J., we had Jamar Chase, and CeeDee Lamb. We totally overlooked Terry. We totally overlooked Scary Terry. Now, I'm not saying he's a top 5 receiver, but you put him in that top 10 category, you have to. He's there. Year after year, game after game, every snap, you can tell him that he is going to get open. It's just crazy. And Alpha Rob says Terry still is in his prime with no major injuries. Spot on. The man just goes out there and works. He is a definition of a franchise player. Pay the man. and just give him a 2-year deal. Yeah, just give him a 2-year prove it, or would it be a prove it deal? Just give him a 2-year extension, hell, maybe even a 3-year extension just to keep him up quite a little bit longer. Because then he'll be 33, going on 34. Then you'd be like, oh, okay, now you're past your prime. Now you're over the hill. Now you can go to the Lions. Now you can go to the Packers. Now you can go to the Chiefs, right? I've done used you and abused you. See you on the other side. 2-3-year deal, get it done. You got the cheese head, bud? Show me the cheese head. Put it on your head. Come here. Trip says, go, Pat, go. All right, guys. So, should the Commanders sign Scary Terry? Should they give him an extension? Or are they playing chicken with the wrong person? Are they playing chicken with the wrong person? Shay says, rep the cheese head a little, man. So let's just say it was 2021, right after all the COVID crap happened. Our first game at Lambeau Field was Monday Night Football when they played the Detroit Lions opening day. I bought the striped overalls. We got the cheesehead koozie. We got the cheesehead hat. We got Aaron Rodgers jersey, man. It was awesome. I had a great time at Lambeau. Great time at Lambeau. But you know who else could be having a great time at Lambeau? It could potentially be TJ Watt. Because TJ Watt, guys, has not been at Pittsburgh Steelers camp. He is, quote, holding out. And I'll tell you this right now. This is a massive red flag if for the Pittsburgh Steelers defense if TJ Watt does not play for them in 2025. Guys, if the Steelers want to have any shot at the playoffs, at a Super Bowl run, at being a top 10 defense, it starts and it ends with number 90. No TJ Watt, no elite defense, period. But yet, here we are again. Contract drama with the face of the franchise. Guys, why are we toying with the faces of the franchise? With Scary Terry, TJ Watt, Trey Hendrickson. Why are these teams playing chicken with arguably the best players in their position? Now, I was on some Facebook debates earlier this afternoon saying that, oh, we'll be perfectly fine without TJ Watt. Shut up. TJ Watt is arguably the best defensive end edge rusher in the entire football league. Better than Micah Parsons, better than Myles Garrett, better than anybody that you can potentially put out there. TJ Watt is the man, the myth, the legend. But guys, this is what we know. What we do know is the Steelers opened up mandatory minicamp today. And while Aaron Rodgers was in the building getting his reps with his new offense, TJ Watt was nowhere to be seen. This isn't just a day off or some personal matter. Watt is officially holding out as he pushes for a new contract heading into the final year of his deal. And this didn't come out of nowhere. He's already skipped voluntary OTAs earlier this offseason as well. And if he misses 3 days of minicamp, he will be fined around $105,000. And you don't eat that kind of money unless you are serious. Because seriously sitting out for the 2, 3, 4 weeks of the regular season. Now, obviously, guys, TJ Watt has a great resume versus the rest of the market. And I want to be perfectly clear about this. TJ Watt brings a lot to the table. He has 108 career sacks, 6 among active players, more sacks than Myles Garrett, and Garrett just signed a record-breaking deal worth $40 million a year with $123.5 million guaranteed. But TJ Watt, still sitting on that 4-year, $112 million deal he signed back in 2021, which now looks like a pretty damn good bargain because he's been balling out. And oh, by the way, he's a 4-time Pro Bowler and 2021 Defensive Player of the Year. Let me ask you this, those guys. If Myles Garrett is the highest paid non-quarterback in NFL history, what exactly is TJ Watt worth? Because TJ Watt is better than Myles Garrett. TJ Watt is better than Max Crosby. TJ Watt is better than anybody in the NFL. He's the best edge rusher, Micah Parsons. But this is why 2025 matters for the Pittsburgh Steelers. This is why it is important for the 2025 Pittsburgh Steelers to get TJ Watt signed now. Because this is a Super Bowl or bust year for the Pittsburgh Steelers. This just isn't about money. It's about leadership on the defensive side of the ball. It's about identity. It's about being the best edge rusher that he could possibly be. And TJ Watt is the Pittsburgh Steelers defense. Let me repeat that for you Pittsburgh Steelers fans that say that we don't need TJ Watt. He is your defense. Without TJ Watt, the rest of those guys that you've been naming are not as good. It's simple as that. But guys, if the Pittsburgh Steelers want to live up to the hype this season, I'm talking about Super Bowl, I'm talking about a top 10 defensive unit in 2025, it starts with having TJ Watt on the field, healthy and fully locked in. Because without him, that pass rush loses its teeth. The entire defense slides from being intimidating to average real freaking quick. Look what happened last half of the season. Baby mama drama, the defense fell flat on its face. And let's not forget, the Pittsburgh Steelers do have that brand new quarterback in Aaron Rodgers. Yes, he's not new, he's old new, whatever, but he's new to the team. And that offense is going to need help early. You think a 41-year-old quarterback is carrying the team through the shootouts every week? No shot. The defense has to lead, and that means TJ Watt needs to be there. And the age and the future outlook for the Pittsburgh Steelers looks bright if TJ Watt is there. Now, TJ Watt does turn 31 in October, and that's probably what the hesitation point is for Omar Khan and his front office. But you have to look at this full picture. Guys, TJ Watt has been a cornerstone of this team for 8 seasons. He has earned an extension. He has earned it. Pittsburgh Steelers always talked about the loyalty-driven franchise, yada, yada, yada. Well, this is your chance to prove it, Pittsburgh. You don't let a most decorated defense player since Troy Polamalu walk into a lame duck contract year. You got to get a deal done, period. So, guys, the bottom line is, if the Pittsburgh Steelers are serious about contending in 2025, they need TJ Watt on the field, in that locker room and on the stat sheet week after week after week. He is more than just a pass rusher. He's the heartbeat of this franchise. So, guys, is it time for the Pittsburgh Steelers to make TJ Watt the highest paid defensive player in the league? Or do they have the right to pause and since he is 21 years old? What? So, guys, let me know your comments down below. This is a live interactive show, and I want to hear your thoughts about TJ Watt holdout. Are you liking it, or are we like, yeah, right? Shay says, shit. TJ Watt on the pack could be nasty. Listen, if TJ Watt does hold out, Shay, let's say he doesn't play week 1, 2, 3, or 4. Let's say he is fully committed of holding out until he gets a contract or get traded. There will be teams foaming at the mouth to get him. The Packers, the Commanders, interdivision rivals, Cincinnati Bengals, a team like the Dallas Cowboys, they're going to be foaming at the mouth to get this guy. There'll be plenty of market out there for him. Alpha Rob says, Watt is too important for Tomlin. 9 wins, and they need him. Exactly. What's up? Yeah, go ahead. You guys can sleep with mommy. Yep, go sleep with mommy. But yeah, Alpha Rob, you are right. If Mike Tomlin wants to continue to be the only head coach ever to have a non-losing season, to have a 500 or better record his whole tenure in his NFL career, needs TJ Watt. Because defense wins championships. And they're also going to win games. James Frank says, no, he's not better than Miles. He's not better than Crosby anymore either. James, you need to slow it down, baby. James, you need to get off your little Browns high horse and understand that Myles Garrett is only good because he can pin the ears back and not have to worry about messing up because the Browns are playing from behind so often that, hey, it doesn't really matter what he does. I mean, like, seriously, he can go blowing 12, 15 yards up the field and the quarterback can just cut in. He can skateboard for 20, 30 yards. And it doesn't matter because they're already down by 20. It doesn't matter. TJ Watt is the best edge rusher in the NFL. Better than Myles Garrett. Better than Max Crosby. Hell of a lot better than Micah Parsons. Put any name out there, TJ Watt is better than him. Kayla Renee is in the chat. What's up, Kayla? Says, what about TJ? He's holding out. TJ Watt wants those dollar bills, yo. He wants a new contract. He says, I'm not showing up to camp till you pay me. Pay me. Pay me, pay me, pay me. James Frank says, little man has a cheese head on today. Yeah. Listen, I have the most bandwagon kids ever. One's a Chargers fan. My wife's a Denver Broncos fan and Colts fan and Packers fan, and whatever. Damn kids. No, but yeah, he took the cheese head off of the little shelf here and running around naked with the cheese head on. That's my dog. Shay says Pack ain't gonna have cap space, unfortunately. Shay, you have been around the NFL game long enough, and if you haven't, I'm going to teach you some stuff. Salary cap is a fictitious number. The salary cap is to make people think that, hey, everybody is equal. The salary cap is to think like, hey, you know what? Everybody's on this level playing field. Salary cap can just get kicked down the road year after year after year. Restructuring this deal, making this into guaranteed money instead of percentage player bonuses and all this and all this stuff. There's a reason why the Chiefs have been so successful for so long. There's a reason why the Eagles keep paying people, because they have the best general managers in the entire NFL. The Philadelphia Eagles general manager is up here. Everybody else is playing catch up, right? Brett Veach is almost to where what's his name? I can't even think the kid's name right now. But salary cap is a fictitious number, if I'm saying that correctly. You can kick the can down the road. The Packers can make it work. Whether it's restructuring Jordan Love's deal, whether it's putting all of his money on the backside or making it all guaranteed money up front, they can figure it out. They can figure it out. Just like how the Cincinnati Bengals figured out how to pay Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, and T. Higgins. But they're not going to be figuring out how to play. Hey, whatever, right? Shay says, but you're just more biased about his linebacker over defensive ends. But yeah, TJ Watt healthy. His health is the best, hands down. He is. I don't understand how you guys do not see that. When TJ Watt is on the field, 100% healthy, even at 85%, he's still top 5. Even at 85%, he's still top 5. Hell, maybe even top 3. He is a man, the myth, the legend for a reason. He is a man. Pay the man. Speaking of somebody who got way overpaid, the man, the myth, the legend himself, Mr. Kirk Cousins. Guys, Kirk Cousins showed up to minicamp after skipping out on OTAs. And I'm going to be bluntly honest about this as I can. The Atlanta Falcons need to stop dragging this out. They need to trade Kirk Cousins right now. The longer Kirk Cousins stays in the building, the harder it becomes to get all the focus on Michael Penix Jr. and the actual future of his franchise, not the $100 million mistakes from 2024. So let me repeat this for the people in the back. Kirk Cousins needs to be cut/traded right now. I don't care if he's a solid backup. I don't care if he's a potential. Get him out of it. Why isn't Kirk Cousins doing this? Why isn't Kirk Cousins doing that? Why is Kirk Cousins here? Especially after he wasn't at OTAs. He's been pushing quietly for a release or trade because he wants to start elsewhere, but Atlanta has not cut him. They have not dealt him. They haven't even entertained the idea, and now he's in the building being in a high-priced backup collecting $27.5 million this season. And let's not forget, a $10 million bonus is still hanging on out there for 2026. Guys, let's not sugarcoat this. Kirk Cousins in Atlanta last season was a bust. He came in as the big money guy. The production did not match the paycheck. And by the end of the season, the staff had already decided to pivot to Michael Penix Jr., and that tells you all you need to know. Injury, whatever, all you want, you can throw it out the window. Kirk Cousins played bad. So the question is, why is he still here? Why is he still in Atlanta? Why are we giving the media and the fans any reason to question every bad Penix throw at camp? Every interception he makes in the preseason is going to be followed by, well, maybe Kirk Cousins should play. That's not competition, guys. It is a distraction. And it undercuts the message you're trying to send to your locker room and your young quarterback. If Penix is your guy, then act like it. Build around him, rally around him. Do not leave the door open for Kirk Cousins. Guys, the trade is the logic, and the Falcons must do this. Now, I get it. The Falcons are thinking, we already owe him this money, so we might as well keep Cousins as an expensive backup, yada, yada, yada. But that is the wrong mindset. You do not hold on to a guy just because you paid him. You move on from the distraction of the franchise changes. Guys, Kirk Cousins has a no trade clause, sure, whatever. But you know what helps with that? Being professional and proactive. Find the right fit. Talk to his camp. Make it work. There are still teams out there who might bite in a mid-camp and early season if the injury hits and their quarterback rooms underperforms. And let's just be honest. Kirk Cousins wants to play. Yeah, he's 36 years old. He knows this might be the last real window. He doesn't want to carry a clipboard in Atlanta behind a second-year quarterback. He wants a shot. And the Falcons are truly trying to stay stable as a team under Raheem Morris and turn the page with Michael Penix Jr. They need to get Kirk Cousins out of the building. Guys, the bottom line is Kirk Cousins should have never been in the building this week. This isn't about emotions or respect. It's about clarity and commitment. The Falcons need to clear the runway for Michael Penix Jr. and stop splitting the attention, the energy, and the locker room. But guys, this is your choice. Now finish it. Trade Kirk Cousins and do it now. Do you guys think the Atlanta Falcons should hold on to Kirk Cousins as a backup, or is it time to go in on Michael Penix Jr. and cut the cord completely? Is keeping Cousins guys doing more harm than good? I want to know what your thoughts are in the comments. Takes about the subscribe button, hit the like button, and remember, we are live at 9 p.m. East Coast time. So a man, James Frank, he says Kirko bangs the Colts, then broom Richardson to Pittsburgh in 2026. Listen, if you believe reports that are coming out of Pittsburgh Steelers camp, Aaron Rodgers was the third choice. Their first choice was Matthew Stafford. They said no. Second choice was to bring back Justin Fields. He already signed with the Jets. And then their plan 2B action was to trade for Kirk Cousins. The Falcons were like, no, thanks. So actually, Aaron Rodgers was the fourth choice in Pittsburgh. I do not understand the thought process of Atlanta right now. I do not fully comprehend what they're trying to do. I do not fully trigger. Damn it, trade the man. Trade the man. Alpha Rob says, the thing is, Cousins still thinks he is a starter. And Alpha Rob, to be honest, he could probably be a starter on several teams. Before Aaron Rodgers went to Pittsburgh, he would have been a starter in Pittsburgh. He could be a starter in Carolina. He could be a starter in Vegas. He could be a starter in Seattle. Hell, he could go back to Minnesota and be a starter over J.J. McCarthy. Yes, I said it. He could have went to New York. He could have went to any other New York team. He could have went to Miami. Kirk Cousins is still a good quarterback if he has a pliable team around him. Now, he is not going to be a top 10 MVP caliber type of person. I just don't see that, right? He obviously is 36. He's coming off the Achilles injury. He is rebounding, right? But he could definitely be a starter. I mean, he is still a starter. Now, is he a starter in Atlanta? No, that ship has sailed. You wrote a check that your body can't cash. At the end of the day, the Falcons messed up. It is what it is. James Frank says Alpha Rob ain't wrong. Hey, James, don't you be boasting up Alpha Rob. Do not be boasting up Alpha Rob. If you want to boast up Alpha Rob, come over to YouTube and then you can glaze him. I'm just playing. But what do you guys think? Should the Atlanta Falcons, for one, trade Kirk Cousins? I'm not saying cut him. I'm saying trade him. 4th, 5th round pick. Get your collusion pick back, right? Or should they just all out be like, hey, you know what? It is it is what it is. He is a backup, and we're going to suffer all the noise. It's going to make us stronger at the end of the day. What are you guys' thoughts on that? But let's move on to the Buffalo Bills and James Cook. That's right, guys. The man, the myth, the legend. One of the best running backs in the NFL, arguably a top 5 running back in the NFL, James Cook. Now, guys, listen. The Buffalo Bills needs to stop playing games with James Cook. They need to stop stringing him along. They need to stop doing whatever they're doing. They need to do 2 things. They need to pay the man now, give him his $1 bills, y'all, or trade him to a team that will. Because waiting around is only hurting the Buffalo Bills at the end of the day. Now, you can't say a guy is not the heart of your offense. Make him carry the load and then tell him to wait in line for a payday. That's exactly what the Buffalo Bills are doing with James Cook right now. And James deserves clarity, not empty praises. Guys, now the latest from Minicamp is James Cook did show up to mandatory minicamp on Tuesday, despite in the middle of being this contract standoff that he is on with the Buffalo Bills. And you got to give credit where credit is due. He's handling it like a pro. He's showing up. He's practicing. He's not making a public mess like some other teams are, a.k.a. TJ Watt, Juno, those type of players. Now, head coach of the Buffalo Bills, Sean McDermott, said business is business. And he added that he expects James Cook to be at training camp on time. But come on, let's not act like this is normal. Because behind the scenes, James Cook wants to get paid. And the Bills aren't even close to making that happen. Guys, let's talk numbers. James Cook just tied a franchise record with 16 touchdowns and almost tied him for the NFL league last season. That's the same number of rushing TDs as Derrick Henry, Jahmyr Gibbs, and Josh Jacobs in 2024. And now you ask yourself, how much he's getting paid? Where does James Cook rank among running back paydays in the NFL? He's 51st. That's 5-1. 51st. He's getting $1.5 million a season. And you know who makes more than him in the same backfield? Ty Johnson at $2.5 million and Reggie Gilman at $2 million. Guys, it is laughable at the end of the day. He's just not underpaid. He is the most underpaid bell cow in the whole entire league. He is getting paid pennies on the dollar for what he's worth. Guys, James Cook has more rushing yards in 2022 draft class, sitting at 2,638 yards. And he's still waiting while guys like Khalil, Birdman, and Benford already got extended. We all have to respect to those guys, but they're not leading the offense. James Cook is. Guys, it's simple. Pay him or move on. Here's the real issue, though. The Buffalo Bills want to keep him as a bargain while they pretend like everything is fine, but that is dangerous. You can't run your offense through a guy and then ignore his value. That creates tension. That creates locker room problems. And if the Buffalo Bills want to make it to the Super Bowl, which I think they can, it starts with paying James Cook. Guys, if Buffalo isn't going to pay James Cook like a top running back in the NFL, then trade him now and get real value before the situation blows up mid-season. Listen, James Cook has already gone on Instagram saying $15 million per season. That doesn't seem like he's asking too much, even though it might be a stretch, but he's sending a message. I know what I'm worth. The Buffalo Bills can't afford another offensive identity crisis in 2024. They've already lost Stephon Diggs. They are handling the offense to a younger group. Cook is the one consistent. But if they keep, how long before the frustration spills out? So guys, here is where I'm at. James Cook is a top-tier running back in the NFL. He has earned a raise. And the Bills are either going to commit to him or they're not. There is no in-between. There is no franchise tag. There is no, hey, we'll give you a one-year prove it deal. You do not treat your best offensive weapon like a bargain placement holder. Either pay James Cook, and at that time, James Cook's prime is going to be on probably the backside of things. Let's just be honest, because we're going to use him and abuse him for the next 3 years. They're going to get his use and abuse him death out of him. And when that happens, they're going to kick the can down the curb, and they're going to let him walk away. And that is a disservice to James Cook. That is a disservice to Josh Allen. That is a disservice to all you Buffalo Bill fans out there. Pay the man. Give him a 5-year deal. I mean, $15 million is not that much. You can restructure Josh Allen's deal right now and give James Cook $15 million and try to come out ahead, $18 million on the cap. They can figure it out. They can figure it out, and they better figure it out now, because otherwise it's going to be a long, long season. Because you guys know it. I had the Buffalo Bills going to the Super Bowl in the AFC. In my way too early win-loss predictions back in May, I had the Buffalo Bills going to the Super Bowl. If this issue drags out, that will change. When we revisit it in August, that will change. I can almost guarantee you that. But speaking of getting paid, Josh Oliver just got paid. Who? Who is Josh Oliver? The second tight end for the Minnesota Vikings. That man just got a 3-year extension worth over $23 million guaranteed money. Not a bill, Joe. And guys, the Minnesota Vikings just gave a tight end, Josh Oliver, a 3-year extension worth $23 million. And while most fans won't bat an eye, this move says everything about the Minnesota Vikings and what they're doing for the future. What are they doing, Buck, you ask? They're building around J.J. McCarthy, because J.J. McCarthy now has a solid number 2 tight end getting a bag. This isn't just about a tight end 2 getting a bag. It's about identity, it's about stability, and it's about doing the little things right. If you are a Minnesota Vikings fan, this move should have quietly fired you up. You should be excited about the future in Minnesota, because this tells you everything that you need. But here are the details. Now that Josh Oliver is signed to the 2028 season with $11.9 million in new guaranteed and nearly $20 million total guaranteed, and he was originally set to hit free agency this spring. But Minnesota clearly did not want to risk losing him, and they shouldn't. Guys, Oliver is one of the most underappreciated players on the roster. He started 26 games over the last 2 seasons, not just because of injury to TJ Hawkinson, but because his versatility. He blocked like a tackle. He can chip in as a receiver, and he played almost half of the team's offensive snaps over the last 2 seasons. Last season alone, he posted a career high 258 receiving yards and total 5 touchdowns since arriving in Minnesota. But the stats don't tell the whole story here. Guys, Josh Oliver is all about his role and consistency and a fit in Minnesota. Guys, this is huge for J.J. McCarthy. This is huge for the Minnesota Vikings moving forward. Guys, the Vikings are making one thing crystal clear. They are not waiting around for J.J. McCarthy to catch up. They are building a machine around J.J. McCarthy. Look at the numbers. Minnesota has already had the highest payroll in the entire NFL for the 2020-25 season. Over $341 million. That's not rebuilding. That's not what rebuilding teams do. That's what makes teams do what they believe they can win now with a rookie quarterback. And if you're going to ask McCarthy to be efficient, compose, and operate on time, you need players like Josh Oliver. Great check down tight end 2s. You need guys who do the dirty work in the run game, protect and pass sets, and give you flexibility information. And here's a nugget. Oliver's deal now runs 1 year longer than TJ Hawkinson's. That's not an accident. That's a front office playing chess, not checkers. Guys, this tells you everything about the Minnesota Vikings identity. They are not trying to be flashy in 2025 and beyond. They're trying to be complete. You already have stars just like Justin Jefferson and TJ Hawkinson and, of course, Jordan Addison, but the foundation is being built with guys like Josh Oliver. They drafted well, they spent big, and extended the right guys. The front office is betting on continuity, and Oliver is the kind of player coaches trust when things get messy in December and January. It's not all about catches and highlights. It's about being on the field when the game is on the line. Oliver gives them that toughness and balance. So, guys, what does this extension mean for the big picture? It means the Minnesota Vikings are all in supporting J.J. McCarthy. An even possible resource, not just star power, but structure. You want to know what separates good organizations from great ones? Locking down guys like Josh Oliver before they can even have a chance to hit the open market. This is how they're building something real in Minnesota. But guys, what do you think? Do you guys think the Minnesota Vikings are building the right way around J.J. McCarthy? And was extending Josh Oliver the type of under-the-radar move that helps build a playoff team, or just another overspend on a backup? Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. This is live interactive show. I want to hear your thoughts on the Minnesota Vikings off-season strategy. But got my man Scooby UT in the chat. It says, reporting, Green Bay released Jaire Alexander. We are talking about that coming up, Scooby. We are talking about that coming up. So stay tuned for that. Stay tuned for that because we got a little Overreaction Tuesday. It is time for Overreaction Tuesday. And those who have not been in the segment before, let me break it down for you. Here's the deal. Here is the deal. I'm going to throw out a hot take, a bold statement, and a tense reaction to do something across the NFL world. And we're going to decide two things. Is it an overreaction or an underreaction? Guys, if it's an overreaction, we'll call it out. We'll say, whoa, slow it down, baby. That's a little too much, but it's time about dial it back and think about things about the perspective. But if you think it's actually legit, we're going to agree with that. We'll say, hey, you know what, Buck? You're right. That is not an overreaction. That's reality, and here's why. So, guys, let me throw out some big takes for you, but let me thank you to Caleb Daniels for the super chat. Either you pay the man like a top 5 pass rusher that he is,